Welcome to F-Bomb Friday. I am your host, Tracy Preston, along with my husband, Todd. Hey, hon.
Hey, baby.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's hit it. There's a moment in the Michigan woods that locals understand instinctively. It's when the birds stop flying, then the insects, then the wind. Not all at once, but in sequence, like something large just crossed an invisible line. Hunters know that moment. So do loggers. So do people who lived near the woods long enough to respect them without romanticizing them. It's the moment you realize the forest isn't asleep. It's listening. And today's story begins in that silence. On today's episode of F-Bomb Friday, we are discussing the Gugwe, Michigan's most vicious cryptid. The Gugwe is often treated like a foreign legend, something imported from distant tribes, distant forests, distant fears. That framing is wrong. The name might be regional, but the thing is not. Every culture that lived close enough to wilderness, long enough, developed stories about beings that existed between categories, not animal, not human, not spirit in the comforting sense. The Gugwe belongs to that class, and Michigan is full of that class. Long before state lines, long before counties, long before the word Michigan meant anything, this land was ice, retreat, water, forest, and shadow. Whatever learned to survive here did so by being patient, adaptable, and hard to kill. If the Gugwe exists, it did not arrive here. It endured here. Michigan doesn't look dangerous on a map. That's part of the trick. But anyone who's driven north past Cadillac, anyone who's camped deep in Manistee, anyone who's hunted in the UP where roads quietly disappear knows this state has places where help doesn't come. Now let's get specific. The Upper Peninsula, black spruce bogs, cedar swamps, miles of forest where sound dies and scent lingers. A large, intelligent predator could move from Alger County to Baraga County without ever crossing a paved road. Northern Lower Peninsula, Manistee, Huron, and Pere Marquette forests form corridors, not patches. A thing doesn't have to live in one place. It can circulate. Southwest Michigan, lowland woods, river bottoms, thick summer growth. People underestimate this region because it's populated. That makes it better cover. Noise blends, smells mask, movement hides. The Gugwe uses edges, the places where wood meets water, where trails meet nothing. Michigan gives it endless opportunity. Before the Gugwe ever became a modern monster story, it already existed. In Indigenous lore, particularly among the Ojibwe and other Anishinaabe-speaking peoples of the Great Lakes region, there are long-standing stories of giant, wild, human-like beings that lived deep in the forest. These weren't campfire novelties. These were warnings. Some stories place the Gugwe as a forest guardian gone wrong, a being born from imbalance, disrespect, or spiritual corruption. Others suggest it was always there, older than settlement, older than memory, watching humans move closer and closer into places they were never meant to dominate. Among some storytellers, the Gugwe was whispered about as the face eater, not because it devoured entire bodies, but because it targeted the face specifically. Identity, voice, expression. The thing that makes you, you. This detail wasn't shock value, it was symbolic. In Indigenous belief systems, the face represents spirit and identity, and the Gugwe consuming it wasn't just killing, it was erasing. It wasn't a mindless beast either. It was said to be cunning, territorial, and deeply intelligent, capable of recognizing human patterns, paths, camps, and hunting routes. It stayed at the edge of known land, the border between safety and wilderness. And that border is where Michigan comes in. Michigan is not just a backdrop for the Gugwe stories, it's central to them. The dense forest of the Upper Peninsula, the vast, isolated stretches of northern Lower Michigan, and the Great Lakes themselves created the perfect conditions for something like the Gugwe to exist and remain hidden. The Gugwe is described as taller than a man, powerfully built, and unnervingly human-like, but wrong in all the ways that trigger fear. Broad shoulders, long arms, a heavy, sloped face. Witnesses struggle most when describing the Gugwe's face, not because they didn't see it clearly, but because their brain keeps trying to correct it. They'll say things like, "It looked like a monkey, but not. Like a bear's face, but wrong. Almost canine, but smarter." The Gugwe doesn't match a template your mind can file away. And when the mind can't categorize something quickly, fear spikes. Not panic, but primal alarm. This is not prey food. This is recognition fear. One of the biggest disservices done to the Gugwe is that it's been lazily lumped in with Bigfoot and the dog man, as if every large hairy thing in the woods must belong to the same family. Well, it doesn't, and people who first told these stories, they knew that. Bigfoot, as we know him today, is a largely modern construct shaped by 20th century sightings, pop culture, and a kind of campfire curiosity. The dog man, even more so, an urban legend with relatively recent roots, fueled by radio shows, internet forums, and sensational retellings. The Gugwe is different. This isn't a cryptid born out of blurry photos and late-night call-in shows. It comes from Indigenous oral tradition, specifically among the Algonquin-speaking peoples of the Great Lakes region. It wasn't described as a misunderstood giant or a shy woodland neighbor. It was something feared, something avoided, something spoken of in lowered voices. Where Bigfoot is often portrayed as curious or even gentle, the Gugwe is malevolent, and unlike Bigfoot, which supposedly avoids humans, the Gugwe is known to target them. Where the dog man is treated like a monster movie antagonist, the Gugwe was treated like a warning. So when the Gugwe gets reduced to just another Bigfoot variant or a Michigan dogman cousin, it strips away the cultural context and, more importantly, the intent of the story. It's not a mystery to be solved. It's a presence to be respected and feared. In all fairness, if you listen to F-Bomb Friday long enough, this part will sound familiar. People don't scream. They don't run immediately. They freeze. Just like the dog man, Bigfoot, and the Dewey Lake Monster encounters, there is often a moment where the witness feels assessed, not stalked, not hunted, but measured. That's not folklore flair, that's psychological consistency. Whatever people encounter in Michigan's woods doesn't behave like a startled animal. It behaves like something deciding how much effort you're worth. Michigan creates meaner legends, not because the creatures are different, but because the environment is unforgiving. Short summers, brutal winters, limited food cycles. Anything that survives here long term must be ruthless when necessary. The Gugwe is the ultimate predator, territorial, efficient, and intimately familiar with human behavior. It would know hunting seasons. It would recognize flashlights. It would understand vehicles as boundaries, and it would not waste energy. Now, here's a quiet truth about Michigan folklore. Some stories don't circulate because the people involved don't want them to. They don't write books. They don't call radio shows. They don't join Facebook groups. They sell property. They stop going north. They avoid specific rivers, trails, and stretches of roads. Those silences matter. the Gugwe survives in that silence. Now, here's a question nobody likes to sit with. What if the Gugwe isn't rare? What if it's simply careful? Michigan doesn't have the sprawl of the West. It has pockets, blind spots, seasonal invisibility, a creature that moves only when it needs to, that understands us just enough, that doesn't need recognition, could exist here indefinitely. Now, this isn't just another monster story. This is about Michigan's relationship with wilderness and the lie we tell ourselves that we've conquered it. We've paved over the land. We named it. We mapped it. But the woods still decide what happens out there. And if the Gugwe exist, even as an idea, it represents the part of Michigan that refuses domestication. Michigan looks friendly on a map, the shape of a mitten, a hand, something familiar. But hands can grip. Hands can pull you underwater. Hands can close around your throat. Hands can do horrible, unspeakable things. And if the Gugwe walks in this state, it doesn't need legends to protect it. The land already does. They say it walks the forgotten places, where the ground is soft with decay, where the soil is frozen with desperation, where the forest grows quiet, where faces disappear, and only bones are left to tell the story. So, if you wander Michigan's wild places, the deep woods, the lonely trails, the spaces between campfire light and total darkness, pay attention when the night goes still. Because predators don't announce themselves, they wait. And some legends don't want to be found. They want to find you. Well, I have never heard of the Gugwe.
I have, but I never had the information before. So I have to tell you, this creature still gives me the shivers just thinking about it. I had nightmares this week doing research on this, and I even had one today, my little nappy poo. Fortunately, I was able to dream our big dog Archie, and he protected me. So I think it was the case where the Gugwe decided that I wasn't worth it because I had help with me.
Right. So yeah, you've absolutely had some pretty disturbing dreams. I remember seeing your face after you woke up.
Yeah.
You looked a little panicked. A little blood drawn from your face.
Yeah, so in my dream, I'm imagining this creature was eating my face right in front of me. And what could I do? I mean, I didn't die right away, but it's devouring my face, and I'm watching it happen.
Up close and personal, you watched it.
Up close and personal. So why does everything in the woods get called Bigfoot?
Good question.
Maybe we're oversimplifying the folklore because it's easier?
Could be.
Maybe modern cryptid culture flattened something that was once specific and very serious. You just lump it in. Bigfoot is basically the default setting for forest mysteries now, I guess. Big hairy thing, it's got to be a Bigfoot.
Of course. It's got a name.
Right. And then you got Bigfoot. He's curious, shy, possibly misunderstood. Dogman has the horror movie monster energy. The Gugwe is absolutely not your friend.
Agreed. Anything that wants to just eat your face off?
Right.
It's saying something.
And why the Great Lakes region produces such heavy folklore? It's because we have endless forests, brutal winters, isolated communities, and that equals stories with teeth.
Big ones.
Big ones. Maybe some places should really be off limits to people. A symbol of don't go there. Maybe that's the birth of the Gugwe story. To get people scared enough to stay away from places they shouldn't be.
Or make them more curious.
Right.
And then they just don't come home.
It's like a trade-off nobody mentions in tourism brochures. Pure Michigan, but unsettling. Mm-hmm. Ranking the cryptids by vibes, Bigfoot would probably return your cooler. Dogman would absolutely steal your catalytic converter. Gugwe, if it ever found you, would keep you, and so would the forest. You would never be seen again. So, if you hear heavy breathing in the woods, what do? Do you run? Do you freeze? Do you apologize to the forest for interrupting or trespassing?
I would freeze.
You would freeze?
Absolutely.
So if you were to come across the Gugwe, you would freeze right in your tracks?
Yes. Because I think of it like running from a bear.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get you.
Yeah, might as well face that shit head on.
Yeah. You know what? I think that might be my plan too, or just pretend that I'm dead. You know? Or hide your face, you know?
Just fall flat on your face.
Yeah. Hide the face.
Hide it.
Not to scare people too much. And as a reminder, most hikes out in the wilderness end without incident. Probably. Mm-hmm. Statistically speaking, anyways. Mm-hmm. But not always.
So the Gugwe is in the upper and lower peninsula.
Yes. And in the lower parts of Canada as well. Whether you believe in the Gugwe or not, maybe just don't wander too far off the trail. That would be my advice to people.
Is that your recommendation?
That is my recommendation.
Don't go wandering. Keep your ass on the trail.
Right.
Sounds like a good plan to me. But you get that little curiosity flare. Oh, I wonder what's back here.
Right.
That's when you're going to get in trouble.
It's probably a good idea not to be alone.
That's a very good idea.
I think if you're making yourself an easy target, your luck changes.
Or it's a twofer.
Right.
Lucky day for the Gugwe.
And how about that? Think about this. What if it's not just one, but many?
Well, it would have to be.
Right?
There's a family of Gugwes out there. They just keep reproducing.
The information that I found, it never said anything about a pack like society. But what if they work like packs, like wolves do? What if they circle you?
Then you're in big trouble.
Well, there's only one face to go around, though.
That's right.
Unless you're with a group, so maybe you're not safe. Either way.
The
Gugwe is terrifying, vicious, and it's a Michigan legend.
Well, I hope you stop having nightmares.
Me too. I'll have new ones on the next story I work on.
Okay. Well, this is a great story, hon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, do you want to sign us out?
I sure do. You better lock your doors. You better lock your windows. And you might want to check under your bed.
And if I see that Gugwe under there, I'm going to go hide my face.
Right. Maybe just wear like a cage on your head. Protect that face.
A face cage.
A face cage, yeah.
You better get to making me one. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. And we will see you again on Malice Monday.
We will see you on Monday.